We're back here at the Schaefer Center, about to light the barns on fire, brother. I'm John Cookman, here with head coach Donnie Bostwick. Exciting matchup, 23 versus 24. If you care about the rankings at all, just shows how close these two teams are matched. Earlier this year, you went up there, Oklahoma City, lost a close one. How are you going to right the ship today?
You know, been playing pretty well of late. Up there, it was a great game. We led it 5 points with about 7 to go. They did a nice job of finishing the game, and it's our turn to finish the game tonight.
Well, tell us a little bit, how are you going to start this off? What are you going to play aggressive? What kind of team are we looking at?
You know, these guys push tempo, so our job is to take care of the basketball, win the battle, keeping them out of the paint, easy buckets, move the basketball. Hit the outside shots. Number 2 and 11, that's their motors. Both those guys are incredible players, so we got to keep them out of sync, keep them from having big nights.
Well, it looks like on paper, as I did a little research, that these guys are not great three-point shooters, and you have the upper hand on the around the arc at least. Is the game plan to just stay with it?
That's the plan. Make them beat us from outside, and hope they're not having one of those nights where they're hitting. They average, about 5 to 7 threes a night. So if we can keep it in that range and win the offensive rebound battle, keep their field goal percentage around 40%, I like my chances tonight.
What do you got to keep them? Give us a score. What do you got to keep them under?
I don't think it's a score thing. I think it's more of a who wins the offensive rebound battle, who wins the field goal percentage battle. Those two things are all about turnovers, all about the little things. So loose balls, all that stuff comes up with those two categories. So I think those two stats will be big tonight.
Coach, you guys don't lose when you keep the other teams under 72. Is that possible? Is that a feasible goal tonight? These guys average 81 points a game.
I think we're capable of going 100. We're capable of, it's just one of those nights. Some nights we got to guard better because we're hitting outside shots and stuff. So I think we can. It's going to come down to a 5-minute game, I have a feeling, and who plays best that last 5.
Well, this team doesn't look like they match up quite as well with us on paper. We're well outrank them on paper, but as you and I know from experience, that doesn't mean a whole lot when you got to play the game.
Yeah, they're really hot. They've won 8 of the last 9. They've won a lot of close games than we have. So
this is critical right now to where you stand in the standings. Will it change? Will this jockeying, if you win tonight, they lose, you guys,
we tied for third. Yeah, that's a place we want to be. You know?
And
chance to do that here at the house on senior night. So I like our chances tonight.
I do too. I got you in my pick'em in my guaranteed wins. Looks like what's the postseason look like after conference?
If we win both games this week, we're in the tournament.
Okay.
We win tonight, we're probably 85% chance, even if we were to lose Saturday, I think. But we won't know that till after the conference tournament for sure. And so we just got one at a time. Tonight's a big game.
Yeah. Good luck, Coach.
All right, brother.
Appreciate you. That was Coach Donnie Bostwick with the inside word. We're going to be right back with the barns a-burning right after this.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineups for the Stars. At forward, standing at 6'6", senior from Arnold, Oklahoma, number 2, Garrett England. At guard, standing at 5'7", junior from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, number 3, Jamil Donovan. At guard, standing at 6'2", senior from Tulsa, Oklahoma, number 11, Tyrone Chilton. At guard, standing at 6'4", junior from San Antonio, Texas, number 12, Evan White. And at forward, standing at 6'8", senior from Croatia, number 33, Iman Yelovich. Head coach is Dion Phillips. Junior from DeSoto, Texas, number 2, Marcus Price. Hallettsville, Texas, number 25, Adam Martinez. At forward, senior from Hallettsville, Texas, number 45, Clayton O'Neal. At forward, senior from Madison, Texas, number 33, Kayla Feemster. Head coaches Donnie Boswick, assistant coaches Garrett Jones and team chaplain David Leatherberry.
And we are ready for tip-off between the Oklahoma City Stars and the SAGU Lions. You see John Walter actually playing the role of the jumper tonight, teeing it off against Ivan Jelinek.
This should be a great game between two powerhouses in the nation.
It really is. This is 23 against 24 tonight. SAGU Lions representing the 24. Best team in the nation. And John Walter drawing the foul as he slashes to the basket quick. You know, Coach Boswick likes to see his team get off to a great early start. Jonathan Walter making fast work of that philosophy. Ooh.
Oklahoma City has won 10 of their last 11. SAGU's 9 out of
straight.
SAGU 9 of their last 11. So it should be a pretty good game tonight.
It's going to be a great game. This is a very meaningful game to both of these teams. It can put Oklahoma City into sole possession of third place for the rest of the season and give them the third place berth in the Sooner Conference tournament. And if the Lions win, then now it's a tie ball game to go down into the last game, and it's a must win for both of those teams. And they'll have to go into some kind of tie breaking to see who gets the actual third seed. But third seed just means that you're going to play the sixth seed team. Fourth seed will be you play the fifth seed team. So there's a little bit if you're really into the numbers of things, you supposedly play a lesser team if you're in the third seed. I don't know that that's true in the Sooner Athletic Conference because teams 1 to 6 are really, really tight, and any team can beat any team on any night. Tyler Guidry with the rebound, brings it out. Gives senior Adam Martinez the opportunity for a trade, which is his specialty.
The usual starting five is not in there. They've got given the seniors a little bit of a chance to start tonight, and I think that's a good move on the part of the coach.
Yeah, it's always senior nights are very special because you get to see the guys, even the guys that have been with the team and earned a right to play that don't get a lot of clock time. They get out there and get that start, and that's just a special moment. These guys, every one of these guys have worked hard and deserve. Adam Martinez and Clayton O'Neal probably received the least amount of clock out of these five, but they deserve to be out there because they practice so hard every day.
Coach Boswick is putting in some of his regular starters now and replacing some of these players don't get as much playing time.
SAGU ball down underneath their own basket. Marcus Price to inbound. We see Emmanuel Adoye in, and one of the Gentry brothers, Jason, and Rashad Alexander with the ball up top. The regular starting five now in place. Ill-advised pass by Marcus Price into the middle, into a lot of hands as Rashad Alexander cuts through the middle. Just because it's available doesn't mean you have to pass it. Sometimes you got to recognize who's around you.
Nice.
Great move by Emmanuel Adoye.
I love watching Coach Boswick. He gets excited down there as he moves his players around and tries to position them for their best defensive.
He is not only a coach, but probably the head of the cheerleading association for his teams. And
he is loud.
He is very loud. His team knows that he is right there with them, behind them all the way. And it's a good feeling to have a coach that's very vocal and you know that has your back, and especially dealing with the referees. And just, you know that he's watching everything that's going on the court.
Had a long talk with him this week, and he's got renewed hope in this group. He really thinks that this team can go a long ways into the tournament. So I hope that he is right in that, because it would be nice to watch them again this year advance to Kansas City.
Well, they are definitely capable of doing damage. They're going to have to really work hard and do it with fewer mistakes than usual. John Walter with a tray from the corner. Adoye tries to work his way in to get an offensive rebound and is called for over the back. The Lions are ranked 5th in the nation in offensive rebounds.
That's impressive.
It is very impressive, considering that there are so many teams, even in our conference, but in the league, that go much bigger than our lineup, our front court.
Well, one of the things Coach Boswick has been known for ever since he's coming in is teaching his guys to crash the board, and they've drank that medicine, and they seem to do well with it.
They really do. They do concentrate every day on not only offensive rebounding, but defensive rebounding. Getting the ball in your hands is the most important thing in this philosophy, and that will give you the opportunity to score and keep your opponent from scoring.
You know, right now it looks like there's a lid on that basket, but I think that their defensive play like that will serve them well here in a few minutes.
It will. It's a little bit of a frantic pace. I think the Lions need to just rally themselves around a good offensive strategy, get a couple good half-court possessions, let them see that the offense is going to work for them, the shots are going to fall, and then good things will come out of that. Walter with another miss from the free throw line. As you had mentioned earlier, you'd like to see both our men's and women's team shoot better from the line, and probably in the statistical categories that you were to look at, you see that the Lions will dominate the Stars in a lot of the statistics nationwide in the top 10. The Lions have a lot of stronghold power in the top 10 of most statistics, but one glaring statistic that they are not in line with is free throw shooting.
Yeah, John Walters is at 71% for the season. You know, and you just want to take advantage of that line every time you get a chance to put up a shot with no contesting.
Emmanuel Adoye with the point to the sky. Always with his first made basket. Long 19-foot three-point shot, and that's out on Jason Gentry. He points back to his team, says, my bad, that was easy, should have had it. And I'm sure you look for him to make up for that. There they go. John Walters almost with another steal. Number 3 in the nation in steals.
It's pretty impressive.
He's a very prolific thief, but only in the right way. John Walter has such a high basketball IQ. I mean, he elevates the whole team's collective IQ. They're just so smart, and you have to be. They're an undersized team for this league, and you really have to be smart when you play basketball against talent that's bigger than you. And he does it so well. I mean, when you see him matching up, who he matches up against, and he comes to their chin, but he will outplay them all day long because his anticipation skills are just off the charts.
He's definitely the leader of the team, and you know, if you paid attention the last 2 games, he won both games with 3-point shots at the buzzer, basically, and we've walked away. We're in contention this year, basically, because of those 2, that leadership that he had in these last 2 games. So hopefully he'll carry that forward into tonight's game and on Saturday and into the tournaments.
Gentry brings the ball across half court, off to Rashad Alexander. A little heavy-handed with that shot, but Mitchell gets his hand out, gets a good tip, and Walters picks it up. Remington Mitchell with another tip, and Jason Gentry picks up the loose ball. Remington Mitchell out top. You definitely don't want him out top with the ball. He quickly gives it away. Jason Gentry with a shot from the foul line comes up just a little bit short. Walter with the rebound.
Well, it looks like the basket on the other end has got a lid on it now, and that's beautiful.
Gentry with a 3, and the score is now tied. Make a little mark in your notebook if you're keeping notes tonight. 13:30 left on the clock, and it is all tied up.
SAGU is getting ready to substitute in a couple players, as well as Oklahoma City has one ready to come in at the next change. Here they come.
So now the defensive pace that the Lions provide are giving the Stars just a little bit of a problem. I'm sure Coach Phelps will find a way to get his troops on board and get those turnovers minimized. Jason Gentry with a long 3-point shot, a little to the right. That looked like a travel from up here, but evidently the referee didn't think so.
He's probably waiting for him to pack his luggage before he's going to call a travel.
Remington Mitchell with the grab of the wrist. Played defensive well. They just couldn't get the ball tipped out and kept the easy 2 from being made. Let's see what they can do from the free throw line. He's good of his first one. Dima Sane, 6'8", center, senior from Senegal. Alexander brings the ball up slowly across half court, setting up a half court play over to Caleb Feimster on the left wing. Alexander trying to make things happen, a little short. Good defense being played by the Stars. very quick team, this Oklahoma City Stars.
Very athletic.
And you will see that most of their points will come from inside the paint or off of fast breaks. They're not a big three-point shooting team, which will not be good in the long run if the Lions, because they're going to shoot a lot of threes. And as you see, Caleb Feimster just filled it up from three-point land right there. The Lions will shoot 25 to 30 three-point shots this game. If they're making a high percentage, then that will put them in a good position to win.
Well, in the girls' game, Feimster was interviewed, and he promised us 82 points. Let's see how close he gets to that. He's got 3 so far.
He's got 79 left.
For those of you who weren't watching, he's 81 points from scoring 800 in his career, and he was just kidding about trying to get 800 this year. So, but if he gets hot, you really aren't going to stop him. He's got one of those streaky shots, and he's got a three-pointer that is really, really, really potent.
Well, Caleb Feimster is one of those guys that is very accurate. If he gets the right amount of space, he's a big guy that usually plays in the 4. Sometimes he'll scoot up in this system, and this system kind of runs a dual 3, so brings the 4 up a little bit higher. If he can create the space, then he'll hit the shot.
That was his 34th 3 of the year. He's down, I think, percentage-wise over previous years, but still that ties him with the lead for the team.
And that was Jamil Donovan, the speedster from Oklahoma City. Only averages 5.5 points a game. He's almost halfway to his average. You can see he's the speedster of the team. Probably the floor general, handles the ball a lot, doesn't shoot a lot. But when he gets out in front, man, it's going to be hard to catch him. Feimster just a little bit off the mark with a 3. And a couple close misses by Ivan.
That one looked like he probably shouldn't have passed it. He should have taken it to the hole himself. But his unselfish play got him on the line.
You see it right there. Big three-point shot to tie it up at 12 from Feimster. But a couple fast break buckets since then has got the Oklahoma City Stars up by 4.
I think both teams are looking a little bit tight, but they're playing decent defense. They're rebounding the ball, and I think this is going to be a good game all the way through.
Well, it is. It's going to come down to the end, as it did up in Oklahoma City. If you heard in pregame, Coach Boswick mentioned that they had control of the whole game up there. It just came down to a last-minute run by the Stars with a few calls there at the end, and they hit their free throws, and it was a 3-point game. And as we check into our guaranteed win, this is the last night for that. We'll revisit that and see who's ahead. If you have not tweeted in your predictions, by all means, please do that at SAGU Sports Net on Twitter. Donovan brings the ball out, hands it off to Dormus. McGee, one of the leading scorers for the team. Now, Chilton with a big bucket. Big 3-point shot, which is a little uncharacteristic of the Stars. McGee playing Tenacious defense. Great move by Rashad Alexander. Got his hips around Donovan. Donovan couldn't quite get back in front of him. Created a foul.
Second foul of the night.
For Donovan.
And
that's actually the 7th foul on the Stars. We are already into the 1-and-1, just halfway through the first half. So a quarter of the way through the game, you got to start worrying about fouls. I know that Coach Phelps is not happy about that.
As long as we can make those free throws, this should be a good thing for us as we play these last 10 minutes. That's amazing from a big guy.
Big guy.
Out. Yeah.
That's Dormus showing his range. 2 big back-to-back three-point shots. And as we had mentioned, a little uncharacteristic for this Oklahoma City team. They usually get it done in the paint. Now you see where the big long legs and arms come into play.
Another big man trying to handle the ball down the court, and he throws it out of bounds.
Yep, and he just couldn't get one of his guards out in front of him to get the ball to, so he just had to do the best with what he had. And often at this level, you see mistakes made by the big guys trying to dribble a little bit too much.
He'll make up for it, I'm sure. McGee will make up for it with some kind of rebound down the road, I'm sure.
Gentry trying to make work down on the wing. Gives it to Price. Like to see that movement by Price on the ground. Gentry.
Nice move, nice move. Way to be aware.
Trips over his own man after the shot, caused a little bit of delay for the defense to get back, but the 3 guys that did get back really formed a tight triangle there and played great defense, kept the easy basket from happening. McGee with the ball. Still trying to dribble a little bit too much. Coach Phelps looking in disgust on the sidelines, scratching his head. What am I going to do? What am I going to do with him? But you can't live without him. He averages 16 points a game. Big time contributor. Jason Gentry now starting to feel it. Getting his engine going. It's going to be hard to stop once you get him going. Little off the ball foul between Marcus Price and Dima Sane.
I'm not terribly familiar with the Oklahoma team, but it looks like McGee is actually playing in the forecourt. So perhaps he does handle the ball more than I thought he would.
Well, we can already see he doesn't have the greatest ball handling skills. He is a scorer. We can see that on the stat sheet. This deep into the season, you're still averaging 16 points a game. That means you know what to do with the ball most of the time.
Nice ball movement.
That was great space. A penetration drive there by Gentry with a little back dish to Rashad Alexander for the 3. Lions giving up on the easy 2 by Chilton.
Looks like it's loosening up a little bit.
It is.
Starting to play their own games.
Gentry right now trying to have his way. Really feeling it. Taking the team, putting the team on his shoulders, and giving them the big spark that they need right now to keep this game close. At some point, you feel like the defense that the Stars are bringing to the table creating some of these fast break opportunities and easy buckets could, you know, lead to them getting way out in front. But guys like Gentry stepping up, making big plays, keeping this ball game close. Up.
That was just an error of exuberance.
Yeah, well, you know, he just jumped up, did a fantastic job of getting his hand on the ball and recovering that. That would have actually been their ball if it had gone out of bounds anyway. So like you said, error and exuberance. Wow. Alexander just looked at him, let him take the shot, daring him to take the shot. And Jonathan Reed walks away 3 points richer. Now that's the brother-to-brother connection. Jason Gentry to Micah Gentry.
So a little bit like the old cough drops, brothers to brothers.
Yeah, brothers to brothers right there. Like that connection, and I'm sure Coach Bostwick likes to see that as well. Jason Gentry really playing hard.
Man, this is becoming a three-point fest.
I believe that was a 2.
Was that a 2?
But it was a long 2.
Okay.
It's 26-29. Great shot, great juke and move by Rashad Alexander. Like to see him get going. Once he gets going, man, it is hard to stop him. Transfer from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Tough pass, couldn't quite wrangle it in. Gives the Stars just a little bit of an ease, a little break here to get their breath. Lions trot back, get in their set defense.
Boswick brings Feimster back into the game.
And Feimster was doing a good job on Jamil Donovan. The size matchup is, not Jamil Donovan, but Gary Inglet earlier. And that matchup is really working well for the Lions. Inglet is their leading scorer and can make buckets in a hurry. He can shoot 3s and 2s. The trays and the deuces. Big time 3 by the Feimster. He's only got 76 points to make good on his promise.
Yep. I'll make a deal with you. If he gets those 81 points, I'll buy wings for everybody in the place.
Really?
Yeah, I will.
Oh, wow.
That would be big of me.
Get my phone, please. I need to make a text. You see the speedy work of the Stars. They get down the floor so fast, make things happen. They run their lanes really well. Very well coached team.
Coach Boswick is pretty upset about a missed call. He feels like somebody had stepped on one of his players' feet and
tripped him up.
Yep.
And of course, that's it. That's exactly what you expect from your coach. Your coach has got to get out there, mix it up a little bit with the refs. The refs can't just think they can get away with anything. So they got to think about those calls, and that's what you do as a coach. You make those refs know that you're going to be in their grill every time they blow the whistle against you. Right or wrong, it doesn't. That doesn't matter. You need to keep the referees honest. And I tell you what, when a referee knows that a coach is not afraid to get in their face, cautiously, but get in their face, it makes them think about how they call the ball game. You better believe it.
And when you do it with the Bible in your hand, it probably makes it even more impactful.
It's a little more scary.
Yeah.
It looked like our shooting percentage is exactly knotted up at 42%.
Feimster with a big move.
He probably should have tried to finish that one off. He was so close. Alexander with a little bit of a short shot. He had pulled back on that, fading away. McGee, a little short on his shot. Over to Reed, back to McGee. England begging for the ball.
Looks like a volleyball game out there.
Yep, that was a great tap by Ivan. England with the ball. A little frustrated. He's not getting his looks. Looks like that may go on Micah Gentry. Yep. Second foul on Micah Gentry, the three-point specialist. Man, he's an assassinator out there behind the parabola.
I wonder if Evan White was a gymnast the way he did that somersault.
Well, no matter whether he is or isn't a gymnast, he's a pretty decent shooter. He just made a nice one from the free throw line, and he averages almost 7 points a game. He's got a really nice release on his shot. Very quick, very fast, facing against Jason Gentry. Gentry gets the turn on him and lets loose a little too much off the glass. Ivan with the rebound, big time rebound. Long arms, long legs tend to get you a lot of rebounds there, Dr. Hayes.
McGee just traveled there, and once again, I think controlling the ball by the little guy, guys probably be in the best interest of the Stars at this point.
Alexander out front from the three, a little hard. Feimster really going hard after the ball. It's a jump ball. Our three seniors on the court getting dirty down, trying to get the ball. Mixing it up a little bit. It's what you'd like to see if you coach Bostwick. That senior leadership, bringing it home. Keeping it in possession, especially when you're down by 6. These possessions are critical. Alexander trying to make something happen down the lane. There's a push off. Looks like the foul will go against number 3, Jamil Donovan. The 5'7" junior from Oklahoma City. Big, big free throw there by Alexander. Brings it to a 5-point game.
Both teams are in the bonus now.
And SAGU just, actually the Stars, one foul away. They commit one more foul, puts SAGU into the double bonus. The referee saw that as a hold on Guidry. From up here, we have a little better vantage point to see the footwork sometimes. Looked like a travel. But who's to say? Who are we? I mean, we're just up here calling the game. What do we know? McGee. Oh, not so good on his free throw attempt. 1-and-1.
Ooh, hard pass.
Tough pass. Actually had the open shot for the layup, but unselfishly gives it over to Walter. Gentry trying to get Walter involved in some of the scoring, and Walter does. Oh, off 3 SAGU Lion hands. Actually, 3 sets of hands, 6 hands. How about that for some math?
Man, you are good. I just wish one of those names was Luke. Then it could have been Cool Hand Luke.
Yeah, I hear you, old man.
Oh, man. You're not talking to Rob Price here.
Well.
Ooh, there goes another long, tall one.
Uh-oh, got a flautist. Tyrone Block now standing up saying, what's going on here?
Just destroyed the band.
Coach Block. He's actually our band director here on campus.
And one of the
Coach
finest
Block, I believe,
men.
can hold his own. On the heels of he is a very fine man.
He's a very fine man. He's a military man.
England.
Looked like, to me, from up here, it looked like that was out on them. But once again, who am I to say?
That's right. You're nobody. You do not have stripes on your shirt.
That's what my mother used to say.
Means nothing. Your call means nothing. England up top, still not looking for his shot. Looks to be a little off kilter today. He's calling for the ball, but I think he's passed up quite a few shots. I can tell you if I was out there and had a blue jersey on, I would have shot several of those.
I've seen you play basketball. You shoot every time you touch it.
I try.
Great reverse.
Two-point ball game with 40 seconds left. England. The crowd seems to be a little bit anxious. Hearing some jeers at the referees. England at the line. Does a little around the back drill. Not sure why you do that, but adding extra motion in a simple shot like that I don't think is recommended.
Looks like almost last shot time. There's a little differential between the clock and play clock and the game clock.
Great move by Jason Gentry. Little dipsy-do underhand loo off the glass for two. 39-39.
Back to
10 seconds.
Back to a 0-0 game.
I can't do it as well as Rob Price, but, I give it my best.
Nice block.
John Walter
and
gets a good look at it, and it's no good. Great block. John Walter created some good defense, gave him a nice chance to get the potential lead.
That was a good first half, but it was really exactly what we would have expected out of the number 23 and 24 teams in the nation for the NAIA Division I, and they're playing neck to neck, and they're looking really good in the process.
They really do, and you're right. This is exactly what we anticipated. Here you see the dipsy-do by Jason Gentry. Man, that was a big-time play. I give most valuable player of the first half to Jason Gentry. He was everywhere. Created a lot of intangible statistics, just getting your hand on the ball, deflections, things like that, but also the tangibles of scoring and getting the steals and rebounds. I mean, he's just been everywhere.
He's done a great job, but I think I'd give the first half to your wife. She's sitting up here beside us, and she's keeping us company. It's either her or President Bridges, one or the other.
We are in the presidential suite above the Schaefer Center. As you see, the game statistics for your first half, it's all knotted up at 39.
Look at those stats. With the exception of rebounds, they're almost identical all the way through. Turnovers, the Stars have had quite a few more of those, but they offset it by the rebounds that they've had.
Well, the three-point stat is very interesting. They're both 6 for 16. That rarely happens, and I think it's a little uncharacteristic for the Stars to actually be shooting this well, but that many three-point shots. They're a very disciplined team, and we can see that they are driven to shoot most of their shots in the paint, but tonight has been a little bit different for them. I think Donnie had, Coach Boswick had mentioned in the pregame that they were going to try to pack it in a little bit, force them to shoot some threes, and they've done fairly well with that. 37.5% is nothing to smirk at. And if you're Coach Phelps, I think you're elated that you've done that well. And free throw shooting, about the same. Stars probably a little upset that they haven't been on the line as much as the Lions, but those things come and go. Rebounds. Well, the long arms of Ivan and Inglet kept the ball alive, so they've gotten a lot of second looks and 11 offensive rebounds to our 7. Well, SAGU is characteristic. They're number 5 in the nation in offensive rebounds. We're getting beat handily in offensive rebounding.
But they are a lot bigger than us in that regard. What I'm a little surprised about is how low the field goal percentage is, considering what they were doing the last 10 minutes of the game. It seemed like everything either team put up went in, but it just shows how tight and cold they were early in the first 10 minutes.
Exactly. They were. There was a lid on both buckets, it seemed like, in the first 5-6 minutes.
So we're looking at 39-39, which would take it to a 78-point game, but I think it's going to be closer to a 90-point game for the winning team tonight.
Well, statistically speaking, the Lions are undefeated when they hold their opponents to 72 or less points. So if they can dig deep and really play that kind of defense in the second half, they'll walk out of here with a win. If this game gets into the 80s, they don't have a good shot. They don't have a good shot.
Well, I think it'll all come down to can the Stars continue to shoot 3 points the way they've been shooting 3 points, and if they can do it at a 1/3 percentage, basically, that's pretty good. And
well, the one thing that's keeping the Lions in it is definitely their tenacity on defense. They created 9 steals, 9 forced turnovers to the Stars only 4.
And the way they control the ball with only 5 turnovers. I think if the Stars can keep the ball in the hands of their playmakers and keep it out of the hands of some of their taller, lankier guys who, would like to dribble the ball, I think they'll do better with that. Many of their turnovers have been, of the careless variety, not necessarily the forced variety.
And there you have it, top shelf analysis from one of our favorite professors on this campus, Dr. Clancy Hayes. Thank you so much for joining us today and giving us insights. That is your halftime statistics. We will be back in just a few minutes, but right now we're going to throw you over to some of our commercials. We've got to pay the bills, as they say. See you shortly.